Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Millette of Desk Doctor teaching us the ZX card automation for SSL.
Well, yes, the ZX is only part of it. So, yeah, so the very first thing we were talking about was blank disks and formatting. The first thing you need to do with a blank disk is actually format, type in the word format, and
that's right on the keypad.
Just on the keypad. And I mean, there's certain things where there are function keys or pre-arranged for things, but format you actually have to type that in. When you press execute, it will come up and it gives you a whole bunch of instructions and warnings. You know, formatting will destroy all data on the disk. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I am. And then it says you want to do the mini floppy, the program drive, or the real drive. So it does actually allow you to wipe out its own system disk.
That's so dangerous.
Be careful. Press R.
Press R.
For the real disk. And it says press execute to begin formatting. And away we go. Okay, so format complete. Once it is formatted, obviously we can do copies and so on with this at this point. But if we're going to just start using it, we want to initialize it, which is essentially giving it its file structure. And to do that, we type in label, L-A-B-E-L, execute, and it gives you the choice of 8-inch floppy or mini floppies. So obviously we're going to do mini floppy, and then it'll give you through, it'll delete all the information. Do you definitely mean this? Yes. Shall I check the disk first? You know, we've just put a brand new one in. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily always check it, but seeing as we had a few problems and I want to show you what it is, we'll go through and let it do a disk check.
It was label, and then what was the next one? M?
Oh, label that said 8-inch floppy or mini floppy, so you press M for mini floppy.
And then yes for
do you
check
definitely
it?
mean this? Yes, and then I said yes to check.
Yes. Check.
Do you want to check the disk? It's optional whether you want to check the disk or not. It's just we had a couple of issues just now. I thought let's check it, and also it shows you what happens. It's once again, you know, it's pretty horribly slow.
It's all right
For the time, it's incredibly fast.
Well, yeah.
It's cool, man.
So
Can't keep talking negative around it.
No, man. I think that's
Don't
amazing
miss
that
it
it
all.
still works.
And that sounds better than anything today.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love this console.
I mean, when the you've got to remember when the automation, when there was automation on the console, that was just revolutionary. I mean, I remember there were these TV ads, not TV ads, magazine ads. Someone saying, you know, TV screen in the middle of a console. Nobody's going to want to do that.
No errors.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it'll give you that.
Oh. Now it says waste station. Can we change it to hemispheres?
Absolutely. What would you like to change it to?
Hemispheres recording.
So,
Oh, it's kind of cool that it says PlayStation.
What did you put in first?
ST.
What's that?
ST space, the studio. Hemisphere or hemispheres?
With an S.
S. Hemispheres recording.
Recording, yeah. Execute.
Okay, and we have it saying everything else is blank.
Is the
That's
time
fine.
right? Oh, you know I have those batteries. Did we ever do that?
We could do that, absolutely.
Okay. There's a
And
clock in it, so you like time stamping your.
Yeah.
Oh.
okay, so from now on, every time you label a new disc, it will say it will come up like that. Hemispheres recording, and all those things are playing. If you want to actually add any of that information in there, most of the things you just type the first two letters AR space, and then you can just put in
Is that for artist?
yes, and oh no, yeah, I should put ART. Sorry, most of them is 2, but I think that one you have to do 3 letters. There we go.
Awesome.
Right on. And then CL.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Right for what's underneath it.
Yes.
Oh,
And of course, it's nice that for a system you have to actually put in arse.
Nice.
And then when you type a wrong command, it'll tell you the name of the system, right?
Well, yeah, that was something on the old.
understand.
That was on the old E series software. The G
Oh, really?
series stuff. The G software doesn't do that. There's a couple of things you can get into with it very deeply, but there was. I can't remember if it's still working on G4, but there was. There's the telephone thing.
Phone home.
So you say ET, and it says phone home, and it gives you that was the old phone number for SSL in Oxford. And if your little blipper was working in the keyboards, it would go, and it just does it forever. And people also like try to do that. So like, how do I stop it from going? I said, what is it? So it's a phone ringing. Well, answer it. Hello. So you type in hello. And that would stop it from blipping. And then I think it was like that. And then if we
Directory error unreal.
I can't remember exactly what the there was a particular sequence that you could do straight after that, which would then come up with fish insults, and it was essentially take the assistant's name and it would sort of say prawn balls, John. And but anyway, that's
That was the British.
the old stuff back in the old E series days was more fun.
Yeah.
It was more insulting. Anyway, so back to the serious stuff. So all of this obviously doesn't affect the operation of it. We just put names in there just like you're writing on the disk with a pen. Now, the hierarchy within the actual system is you have to have a title to put things in. Same as having a folder to put something in. You have to have a title. A lot of the stuff is very, very straightforward. We need a new title, and you're going to have to give it a name. So you say name, title, and you can just hit execute and it'll give it a number. Or you can, so if I just hit execute, it'll automatically come up to the title page and it'll just give me a default number, 1 star. The star designates that it was something that was given automatically as opposed to something you gave it. You can always change a name afterwards, whatever it is. So
Where does it say 1 star?
Where the little square is,
Oh, yeah.
Here?
no, down there,
Right there.
1
Okay.
star.
Oh, 1 star. That's a star. Okay.
And if I was to do again, if I did another name title, it would come up, just execute, it would be 2 star. Now you can always rename things afterwards.
Yeah.
And so it would be like, for instance, when you're setting a new one up, it would be name title execute, because you want to name a title. And then if you wanted to change it, it would be title name, type in a name, execute. So if, for instance, now we want to change that one, we'd say title name. I don't know what's today, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's renamed it to
So
Wednesday.
you just changed, so now it's, you go, hold on one second, you go title,
Name,
name,
type in whatever you want.
55 and execute.
Yeah. Now, the thing there's several bits of hierarchy within this, in the way you name and refer to things. The cursor decides that, means that is what's current, the square. This is what's current. So if you tell it to do something like that, that's the one it's going to do it to. If you had a whole list of things on that page, you could obviously just make that title current, which we'll come to in a moment, or you could actually put the name in there. For instance, if I had, let's just do this, name, title, execute, repeat. Okay, so we've got 3 titles in there. So say now I wanted to go, if I wanted to, first of all, if I want to make the first title 55 my current title, I could go to title 55 and it would make it current. I can go to title 3. There's only one thing that starts with 3, so it's happy with that. Another thing about conventions on naming, it will, as long as it's, it only needs as much stuff as you want to put in to identify it individually. So, for instance, if you're doing, it's the same with titles, the same with mixes, with everything else. So with a mix, if you go and put down, final take 1, final take 2, final take 3. So identify between, you're going to have to type in the whole damn lot. So it's far easier to put 1 final, 2 final, 3 final, because then you only have to put in 1 space F, 2 space F, 3 space F, or whatever. You can actually just put in the initial sometimes. So if it was final take 1, you could put FT1. But it's a case of you'll get used to the fact that you arrange the way you name things just to make it easier for you to type things in. Okay, so what I was saying, the other thing you can do is you can specify while you're naming. So we can do title 55, name, blah. And so we'll rename it and make it current at the same time.
How did you do that?
Instead of going to the title 55 first, I just used 55 in it in my string there.
So that was title, name. Oh, because blah.
Yeah.
So that
Blah's my new name.
Makes it current
and changes the name.
and changes the name.
Now,
I think it's safe to say I never would have figured this out on my own.
within.
What are you doing?
I was just trying something. Hang on a second. This execute. There we go.
How did you get back to the window?
Okay, so to look at anything, you use the word list. So you want to see the titles, you say list title. If you want to see the mixes, you'd say list mix. If you want to do total recall, see the see setups, you list setup.
The mixes are different than the titles?
Yes, mixes are a subcategory from the title. The title is like the song,
The song. Okay.
the folder.
All right.
Okay.
You know what we should do too is talk in terms of how we're going to use this. You know what I mean?
So the title would be like James' record.
Yes.
It'd be like.
Well,
No,
it
that would be a
would
song.
most likely be the track.
The track.
It would be the song that you're doing, the song you're working on right now.
Okay.
And then you maybe have 50, 60 mixes of, revisions of mixes.
So the title.
in
Oh, I
that.
see.
So here. So give me a second here. So we're going to go title. Let's see, title.
So mixes are like subfolders off of the title.
Yeah, well, no, mixes aren't subfolders. Mixes are the actual the data.
Okay.
Do you
But the title
type
is
in?
like
Oh
a
no,
folder.
name.
Okay.
I'm going to call it Cage.
You missed that C.
Did I? H. Oh,
Yes.
so that, do I have to go through the whole renaming?
Yeah, but you can. The thing is, because that one is the current title right now, you don't have to actually type in age. You say title, name, Cage. It's a shortcut.
Title, name, Cage. Alright, so Cage is the name of the song that's up here.
Okay, that's good. So now we would, when we come to actually mix, we would have multiple mixes. You'd have the first rough mix, first pass, and then the updates and so on. And once you've got your mix finalised, you then carry on and you do a vocal up mix and a vocal down mix and so on. So within that title, you would have multiple mixes.
Right, and you can name them.
Absolutely. And at the same time, if you've got total recall, you'd have multiple setups. So all of those things is that you would first of all make the title that you're working on current, and then you could then list mixes. So at the moment, if you do list mix, it'll say no data, or list mix execute, no entries. and
Where's
it's
this?
everywhere
Oh,
else.
no, I see. Okay.
So, the other thing is you'll notice right at the moment, there's a lot of things where you can change things. So I've shown you how you know, if you want to get going quickly, you just do name, title, execute, and then you just go set up mix execute, and then when you get to the end, you press end execute. It's just going to give it a number and a star after it.
And then you just name
And
it.
then you can go back afterwards and name things you want to.
So just to get started, you would just. What was the second one? You say that again. It was name, title, execute.
Name, title, execute would give you a new title. That's where we started for this.
And then what? And then to get
Set up mix execute is how you would actually start doing a mix.
Okay.
The from and the to times in there are based on, you know, the from time is going to be based on the time where you are actually at right at this moment. And the to time, it has no idea at the moment.
Say that again.
The from and the to is like, you know, the start and the end time of your title.
Gotcha.
And so at the moment, it's
Oh,
when
I
you
see.
name the title, it says, okay, well
Is
the
that
from
based off of
time.
SMPTE?
Yes, it's based off what the SMPTE was when we started all of this. So at the moment, it basically sees the SMPTE as being 0, so it says, okay, well the title's obviously starting here, it's at 0. You can change that.
Now, how do we get rid of the 2-star and 3-star?
You can either delete them, or
How do you delete them?
well, what you would do, you can either, the way I normally do it is delete title 2 star, and it'll actually come back and say, are you sure you want to do that with all its associated mixes, setups and queues and everything else? As you can see, it's giving you that warning
It's
there.
mixes, cues, so it's.
So,
Oh, I see. So
so
you
they
have
say
the
you
Y.
press the Y for yes.